This program brought to you by Opus Custom Training.
As I work with managers and leaders, I sometimes detect confusion when it comes to the terms management and leadership. Quite often the terms management and leadership are used interchangeably. And that is a problem because management and leadership are in fact very different disciplines. Certainly, the roles often overlap, but managers make their unique contribution in one way while leaders contribute in quite another. In overly simplistic terms, managers look first to the individual in the present moment. Leaders, on the other hand, are focused on the group and oriented toward the future. Managers help organizations grow one person at a time. The focus of all great managers is on the individual, and the playing field for managers is the present, today, this week, this month. On the other hand, every leader on the planet woke up today thinking about tomorrow. The gift of great leaders is that they rally the collective passion of the entire organization toward a better future. Great leaders use their talent to inspire widespread, shared commitment to a new reality. So the answer to the question, are management and leadership the same, is no. Most emphatically, no. When I talk to leaders, one of the questions I hear most frequently is, how do I motivate my people? I believe what leaders are really asking is, how do I get my people excited about what we're doing? How do I engage them? How do I get them to stretch so we can achieve our goals? These are fundamental concerns for leaders. Author Frederick Reichheld suggests these concerns revolve primarily around loyalty. He says, loyalty is about earning people's enthusiastic commitment to a relationship that will improve their lives over the long term. Reichheld is right. It is about creating a relationship that will improve lives over the long term. Of course, leaders must communicate a vision of how the company will succeed and how clients will be served. But without a clearly articulated commitment to improving the life of every employee, how can we expect maximum effort? When your associates trust that you have the commitment and the capability to help build their success, they will reciprocate. But remember, your associates must recognize your capability as well as your commitment. They must see that you have a rational plan, and they must believe that you can successfully execute that plan. Today, I'm going to ask a question of all the managers and all the leaders watching this program. Here it is. How many of you have been charged with the responsibility of maintaining the status quo? On the very first day of your current job, how many of you had a manager who said, look, things are fine here. Productivity is great. Quality is exceptional. And you've got a great bunch of long-term people in your department. Don't worry about making improvements. Just try not to screw things up. Well, those were not the directions most of us received. Leading is about effecting change. Peter Drucker, one of the most insightful and probably the most influential business thinker of our time, has gone so far as to say the essential role of the business leader is to lead change. Change is the engine of progress and growth. Effective leaders are open to change. Great leaders are passionate about the progress and growth that emerge from change. For a leader, the status quo is not something to be maintained. It is instead the foundation upon which to build. Have you ever had one of those days when you worked your tail off, but at the end of the day had very little to show for it? I know I have. And when it happens, I end up exhausted, frustrated, and out of sorts. Now, I don't know if this is true for you, but when I examine days like that, I usually find that I've been rabbiting from one thing to another without ever bringing much focus to any single task or issue. And I suspect that is the problem. In his classic Harvard Business Review article entitled "What Makes an Effective Executive," Peter Drucker noted there is almost always more than one urgent task. But in spite of that, Drucker observed that effective executives don't splinter themselves. They concentrate on one task if at all possible. Leaders must prioritize and focus. Then, when what needs to be done has in fact been done, leaders must resist the urge to move on to the second item on the list. Instead, the leader must address the new reality and then prioritize, focus, and repeat. Currently, there are between 6 and 7 billion people inhabiting planet Earth. Now, a billion is a very big number. To provide a context for just how big, think about this. 1,000,000 seconds passes in a little over 11 days. 1,000,000,000 seconds, on the other hand, takes almost 32 years. So with over 6 billion people wandering around, you have to assume that somebody somewhere has a better idea. Great leaders live with a compulsion to find that better idea and put it into action. That means leaders are learners. Leadership experts Warren Bennis and Burt Nanus have gone so far as to say it is the capacity to develop and improve their skills that distinguishes leaders from their followers. Learning is a catalyst for growth and progress. Learning leads to new connections, new ideas, and new actions, which in turn spark greater productivity. Oliver Wendell Holmes taught us a mind once expanded by a new idea never returns to its original dimension. The leader's ability to learn and to inspire a learning organization might well be the ultimate competitive advantage. Here's something that might surprise you. If you're interested in increasing innovation and creativity in your organization, you might try being a little more uncertain. According to Ellen Langer, author of the book Mindfulness, of all the qualities in a leader conducive to innovation and initiative, a degree of uncertainty may be the most powerful. Langer suggests that creative power manifests most readily in an organization when the leader is confident but uncertain. When the leader is confident the job will get done without being certain of exactly the best way of doing it, employees have more room to be creative and are more likely to take initiative. And if you think about it, that just makes sense. Uncertainty underscores our willingness to look for alternatives, to be open to a better way. Uncertainty sends the message that it's okay not to know, that it's okay to make mistakes. And uncertainty creates a culture of "I wonder" and "what if" that is central to innovation and creativity. At least, I think it does.